Good morning, how are you today? It is Technique Tuesday on the 10th of November. How are you today? My name is Karen, I'm here with Get Moving. And as I'm sure you already know by now, Get Moving is all about helping people with mobility issues to get some more exercise. First of all, sorry about the technical issues yesterday where I just fell off the air. Not quite sure what happened yet. There's two possibilities. First possibility was it could either be technical issues, and for reasons out of my control, the video feed just stopped working, and so that's why I fell off the air yesterday. The other possibility was I'm a muppet and I don't know what I'm doing and I'm incompetent. Not sure which one of those two possibilities it is. I'm veering towards the first one, but it could be the second one. I don't know. Anyway, sorry. Fingers crossed. We'll be alright today. So, of course, Get Moving, as you already know, I'm sure, is all about helping people with mobility issues to get some exercise. So if you have mobility issues, if you can't move as well as other people, so for example, if you have a disability of some kind, if you're in a wheelchair, or if you have chronic medical conditions, people we have here are often stroke survivors, people with MS, amputees, Parkinson's, stuff like that. Anything really that makes you not move as well as other people. Get Moving is here to help you to move better. We're here every weekday morning at 11 o'clock, now basically, so come and join us. If you have any questions about Get Moving, if you have any questions about what the hell we are, who we are, whatever, up in the description up there we've got the web address, reesefitness.co.uk/getmoving. Go have a look there, you'll find most of the answers there. If you don't find the answers there, then if you write in the comments below the question, then either I will answer it after the fact, or my wonderful Fingers of Fire will answer it during it, and they love answering questions. It's a well-known fact, especially physics-based questions. They really do like physics-based questions. If you have any questions at all about quantum theory or anything like that, ask my Fingers of Fire down in the comments below. They will get you the answer within 1 minute, 1 minute 30 tops. Okay. So, it is Technique Tuesday. At the end of the session today, we're going to go over the exercise of the week, the exercise that we'll be doing over the coming 7 days. But to finish off today, we will be using the resistance band for this week's exercise of the week, the Pallof. So make sure you've got your resistance band handy. You're going to need it in a bit. Okay? So, it is Technique Tuesday. So we're going to think about and we're going to work on the technique of the exercise. We're going to focus on the technique of the exercises. So again, if you have any questions about any of the exercises that we do, it could be any questions, how to do them, how to adapt them, why we do them in a certain way and not other ways. If you have any of those questions, again, in the comments below, and Fingers of Fire will either answer straight away or I will do my best to look up the answer and answer you later on after the fact. But down there is where you want to live. So say hello and ask questions down there. Again, string theory, they love physics. I don't know why, they've all got PhDs. They're fantastic. My Fingers of Fire, they're fantastic. So, we're going to get on with the exercise then. No waffling from me. First exercise, as always, is going to be the marching of the legs. If you are seated, then you can stay seated. I'm going to be a nice chap today. You can stay seated, sit tall, but you're just going to march on the spot. You're going to get your knees up like so. Reason for this is, again, I'm going to try and put a reason for these. Oh, actually don't do the exercise so we don't waste too much time. So, marching on the spot if you're seated. If we're standing, marching on the spot like so. Now I'm just going to set my timer for 25 seconds because that's how long we're going to do each exercise for. Okay? You do whatever you can do in that 25 seconds. Okay? You might do a little, you might do a lot, it doesn't matter. You work within your own limitations and do the best that you can do for 25 seconds. Okay, be the best version of you. So, marching on the spot. 25 seconds worth in 3, 2, 1, and away we go. Marching away. So, the reason we do this is it's a nice warm-up start off with, if nothing else. It just gets the body moving, it gets the blood pumping. But it also teaches us how to use our hips. Reminds us how to use our hips. Because if we don't use these big, strong hip joints here, then we tend to use too much back when we do things. So we want to look after our spine and remind ourselves how to use our hips. And that's our 25 seconds. Dead simple. Our next exercise on the list, what is it? It is shoulder rolls. So If you're seated or if you're standing, it's the same thing either way, it doesn't make a difference. Start off a small move, but we're going to make them as big as we can. So, shoulder rolls like so, version 1. Just get your shoulders up and back and down. Version 2, if you can, get your elbows a little bit higher, so just making the move a bit bigger. Version 3, we make the move even bigger still and get the whole arms up, back and down. And the bigger the move, the better. But do the version that you can do. Challenge yourself. I mean, push yourself. Make sure you do some work. But do the version that you can succeed at. Success is important. Okay? 25 seconds worth. Whether you're seated or standing, it's the same thing. In 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Shoulder rolls, or bigger if you can. Now the reason for these is partly posture. Especially if we are seated, we tend to slouch. And whether we're in a wheelchair or whether we're not, we tend to be sat down too much. So rolling the arms or shoulders up and back prevents us or mitigates that amount of slouching that we do. So getting things back is good. Okay? That's the reason why we do these ones. And that's our 25 seconds. Anyway, knee bends and necks. So slightly different versions whether you're seated or standing. If you are seated, again, sit tall. Remember the posture from last exercise. You're just going to kick your feet out like so. We're going to bend the knee joint. Get that knee joint moving through as big a range as we can. Now if you need, you just do a small move. That's fantastic. But if you can, you make it a bigger move as you can. Use these muscles in the front of your thigh to lock out that knee if you can. Big moves are what we're after. If, however, you are standing, it's the same idea, but you're going to bend your knees backwards, trying to get your heels as close to your bum as you can. But again, as you see, it is just a knee bend. A nice big knee bend, and away we go. 3, 2, 1, off we go. Bending, straightening our knees as we go along. The reason for this one is I often get asked about, oh, my knees are stiff, they're sore, what can I do to help my knees be less stiff and sore? Moving them is level 1. You just get them moving. This is a nice simple movement. Now, if you need, you start off with a small move. That's fine. You work within your limitations, but you bloody move them, and then you try and move them as much as you can after the fact. You build up the movement. You start with what you can, and then build up. So this just helps mobilize the knees and keep them moving and less likely to be stiff and sore. Okay, next exercise. What have we got? Twisty Sarahs. Sitting or standing tall, folding our arms and twisting one way and twisting the other way. Nice and simple, but a nice big move. In 3, in 2, in 1, and off we go. Twisting one way and the other. And this is for mobilizing and moving and keeping nice and supple your spine down the middle of your body there. If we have a stiff back, or we can get a stiff back, certainly again if we are not as mobile as we should be, we want to teach or remind this back that it can twist in one way and twist the other way. It should be able to do this. So we remind it that it can. And the more Twisty Sarahs you can do as many Twisty Sarahs as you possibly can. That is our time. So moving on to double tap next. Excuse me. So if you are seated, again, sitting tall, getting that knee nice and high twice, and then down. On the other side, twice, and then down. Okay. Common mistake here is to slump backwards when you lift the leg up. Don't do that. Stay sat tall. Again, it's posture. And get that knee up. Okay. If you're standing, same idea, but standing. This is going to hit your balance. So if you're unsure, stand close to a wall or something, and you're going to lift your knee up, tap your hand twice, and then down. Twice, and then down. Easy version, down here. Harder version is up here. You work within your limitations, but do the best and hardest one that you can do. 25 seconds worth. 3, 2, 1. Off you go. This one is for balance. As we get to lift this knee up, we are standing on this one leg. We're having to balance for a period of time on one leg. This other leg, this heavy leg, is also waggling and moving around the place. Our centre of gravity is moving. and we are having to compensate and balance. We're having to learn to regain and hold our balance. A very good exercise for helping with balance. That's our time there. Where we go next? The current exercise of the week. So again, if you're unsure about this one, go have a look at last week's Technique Tuesday, and I go over how to set up and how to do this exercise. The Palloff. This can be done seated or standing. It doesn't matter, it's your choice which. You get your resistance band, loop it around or anchor it onto something solid that's not going to move. It is anchored on my right hand side there, my 3 o'clock position. The further away I am, the harder. The closer I am, the easier. Your choice. You're going to stretch the band into the middle of the chest there. Sit or stand tall and point your arms out. We're going to hold that for 25 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Reaching out. And then we stay put. We don't move. So these bands are now going to try and twist me out of shape. The purpose of this exercise is to use my stomach muscles, my legs, my arms, everything to be able to hold that position there. Not to be influenced by an external force. I am in charge of my body. I want to put my body where I want it and not get pulled out of shape. And that's our time. Now we're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. So keep the anchor where it is. Just spin 180 degrees, turn around, and we're going to do the same thing in the other direction. Again, seated or standing tall, band in the middle of the body there, and we're going to reach it out for 25 seconds in 3, 2, 1, off we go. Again, sat or stood tall, my arms are pointed directly out at 12 o'clock, my anchor now is at 9 o'clock. I am not getting influenced by this external force. This band wants to pull me out of shape. I'm using my strength, my muscles, my body, my joints to hold myself in place. I am in charge of my body, not something else. And that's our time. And that is our Palloff. That was our exercise of the week. We're going to get a new one at the end of this session. Stick around. What have we got next? Squats and sit stands. Probably one of the most practical exercises we've got. If you are seated, now is your chance to practice standing up. No matter how difficult it is, make sure you're safe, but put all your effort into practicing standing up. Being able to get out of our chair by ourselves, to be independent in that way, is one of the best things we can work towards. Whether we can do it or not, we work towards it. So if you're seated, feet under, body weight forwards, use your arms if you need, but remember this is a leg exercise, so drive hard through those legs, and you're just going to stand up nice and tall. Not going to stop halfway, not Quasimodo, we're going to be nice and tall. Then, under control, we sit back down in the chair, and repeat as often as we can in 25 seconds. Okay? Doesn't matter whether you do it once or a million times, you do it the best that you can do it. If we're standing, we're going to do squats. Feet apart, knees are going to go out, chest up, sit that bum back and down onto an imaginary chair. And then we stand up again. Now again, we do that as often as we can. It might only be one, it might be a million times, I don't mind. But the thing is, we give it a go. We don't accept what we've got, we try and get a tiny bit better. So, 25 seconds of effort. In 3, 2, 1, off we go. Standing up and sitting down, or squats. We're after strength in our legs. And as I say, the practical move of this is being as independent as we can and being able to stand up by ourselves. The more independent we are, the better we can be. We have more options in life. We've got more doors open up for us. We can do more things. So we really work towards being independent in our standing. And that's our time. Well done. Okay, next one. If you are seated, this one is all about just getting your ankles as mobile as possible. We often forget about them because they are far away. They're all the way down at the end of our feet down there somewhere. We forget about them. Don't. So if you're seated, bending and straightening the ankle like so. You're going to work towards getting your heel to touch the floor, and then point your foot and get the toes to touch the floor, and then heel and toes, heel, toes. Repeat as often as you can, but make sure you do both sides, okay? Both legs are important. So that's if you're seated. If you are standing, walking the tightrope. Now again, this is a balance thing. If you're unsure about balance, do it along a wall, along the side of a table, along the back of a sofa, something like that. Something you can hold on to just in case. Try not to hold on to it. Again, be as independent as you possibly can, but if safety is a thing, by all means, hold on to something solid. You don't want to fall. Imagine you have a tightrope painted on the floor there. Feet wide is hard. Feet wide is easier. The narrower your feet are, the harder it gets. Make it as easy as you need, but as hard as you can. Okay? With me, walking forwards, heel toe. Off we go. Walking forward on that imaginary tightrope, heel toe, heel toe. Again, we want to be able to move around. Your body should be wobbling around, okay? Let your arms help. Movement helps us with our balance. If you really want to work on balance, tune in again tomorrow because it's Wobble Wednesday and we practice balance on every Wobble Wednesday. Same thing going backwards. Always a good fun one this is. Toes, heels, toes, heels. Again on that imaginary tightrope. Don't fall over. Falling over is bad. Wobbling is fantastic. Wobble as much as you possibly need or can, as long as we stay on our feet. That's okay. Second time's always better, so we're going to go forwards again. Off we go. Heel toe, heel toe. Walking away quite nicely. Move your arms, move. Let the other leg act as a counterbalance. Let the whole body act as a counterbalance. You're going to wobble, but you're going to stay on that tightrope. And then last time, going backwards. Toes, heels, toes, heels. Walking away quite nicely. Balancing as we go. And as I say, tomorrow is Wobble Wednesday. That's where we practice balancing. So if you want, tune in again tomorrow and we'll do a hell of a lot more balance exercises. And that's it. Well done. Okay then, nearly the end now. Fast feet. Let me change my timer because it's only going to be 10 seconds of this one because I can't do much more than that. So 10 seconds of fast feet. If you are seated, again, sit tall. You're going to drum your feet on the floor, small but fast moves. Running on the spot, like so. Speed. This is so far the other exercise we've done big expansive moves. This is a small move, but we're going fast. It's a new priority. Speed for this one. Okay. If we're standing, same idea. Running on the spot, small but fast moves. The priority is on moving your feet quick as you can. Now again, you might compare yourself to me, but I wouldn't. Don't compare yourself to other people. You might go faster than me, you might go slower than me, I don't mind. But as long as you're going as fast as you can go, that's all that matters. And don't give a damn about other people. Go as fast as you personally can go. Are you ready? 10 seconds of fast feet. In 3, in 2, in 1, and off we go. Running on the spot. Small but fast feet. Keep it moving until 10 seconds are done, and then give everything a bit of a tactical waggle. See how everything went. Assess yourself. See how you went, because we're going to do it a second time, because we always know second time is always better than the first time. True story. So, are you ready? Going again. Quick feet, exactly the same as before, but better. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Nice, quick feet again. Running on the spot. Feet going up and down, drumming away nicely. And that's it. That's our time. Okay, the last exercise of the day now. We're going to change the timer back to 25 seconds. So we've got shadow boxing to finish off with. Shadow boxing is all about getting out of breath. The other moves so far have been about improving joint movement, improving strength. This last one is 100% get out of breath. That's it. So whether you're seated or standing, arms up, shadow boxing, imagine you're fighting someone. Punch, 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 punching high, punching low, hooks, uppercuts, punch, punch, punch. Move your hands as quick as you can, but most importantly, move your body. Okay, don't flap your arms and the body stays still. The body has to move. Okay, move your body round, punch, punch, move your body. 3 rounds. Okay, 25 seconds each. If we're standing, move our feet as much as we can. If we're seated, stay seated there, but move the upper body as much as you can. Okay, 3 rounds. 3, 2, 1, off we go. Shadow boxing. So the whole purpose of this one, as I say, is to get out of breath and not trip over. You might cable either. So huffing and puffing, hopefully. See what you can do. Get out of breath. Get your heart rate up. Punch your body. Punch the head. Get your whole body moving. Time, time, time. That is round 1 done. All we've got to do now is another 2 of those, but even better. Are you ready? I'm going to do this one seated, because you can do it seated or standing. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Punching away again. Twist the body twist, twist, twist. Aim either high, you can aim low, aim around, aim up. Get your elbow involved if you want, but huffing, puffing, breathing heavily, and all the way to the end. There we go. That's our time. Fingers crossed you are out of breath like me, because you've got 1 round left. And there's a standing again. Final round. Give it all now. In 3, 2, 1. Off you go, punching away again. If you can, you move your feet and going backwards, forwards, jabbing away, straight, but shift your hips, shift your body, twist everything. Get as much work done as you can. Getting nicely out of breath. Nearly there, I'm sure. I think I started the timer, didn't I? I didn't, and that'll be 25 seconds there. So, at the start of the session I said it was either technical glitches that caused problems yesterday, or the pure incompetence on my part. That time I forgot to press a button. So I have a feeling it was probably incompetence. I hate to say it, but probably was. Anyhow, never mind. So that is our Technique Tuesday session. That's our Get Moving session. You know what it is by now. All very simple but very good, effective exercises that we can make easier if we need, and we can make harder when we can. Our job is to challenge ourselves, make ourselves as good as we possibly can. The way we get better is by pushing ourselves, only a little bit, but constantly, every single time, little and often, we push ourselves a little bit more, and we will improve. I'm not going to say by how much. I don't know you, but that's how we improve. I know it works for everybody, so we give it a go. So, Technique Tuesday is all about the new technique, new exercise of the week. So, the exercise that we're going to be doing for the following 7 days, we've done it before, it's a good one. We're going to need a resistance band, either a continuous loop like this. This is my favourite one, to be honest with you, a continuous loop like this. However, the ones we've just been using over the past week will also do. These kind of resistance bands will be just as fine. Okay, this one's a bit easier, this one's a bit harder. It'll depend on the toughness of the band that you're using, but this is going to be working your bum muscles. This can be done whether you're seated or whether you're standing. It makes no difference which. If you have very limited use of your legs, you can still do this. If you have very good use of your legs, you can still do this, and you can make it really bloody hard. This is very scalable, from easy to stupidly hard. Okay, just need to have a different band. So if you have one like this, then you're going to be sat down. This is when we're all going to be sat down. We loop it around our lower legs, about what, an inch below the knee. So there's my kneecap there, the band is just below it there. Now, easy version, we do a single loop there. And I just hold it in place. Feet wide, let's see, make sure you can see this in shot. Feet wide, and then we're going to stretch the band apart. Stretch it out, hold it for a second, and then return. That's going to be using the muscles in our outer thighs there, outer thighs and our bums. Bums are really important. Stretch the band, relax. Okay. If we want to make it a little bit harder, we will just double up the amount of band. So we loop around once, and then we loop around a second time. And then, in this case, I'm going to have to hold it at the back here. Otherwise, exactly the same. Feet apart. And then stretch the band. We've got twice as much band now, so it's twice as hard. Control, return, repeat. Stretch it out, hold it for a second, return. Notice how the band is just below my kneecap there. That's where we want it. A smooth, big movement. Again, you can make it as easy as you need, as hard as you want. Make it as big a move as you personally can manage. That's what you do if you have one of these open bands. Again, just because of me, I like this constant loop. For this, I'm just going to fold it in half. So I've got a slightly smaller loop. Then I step into it, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Feet apart. Again, I'm not sure if you can see it. Black band on black trousers, but the band is just below my kneecap there. Feet nice and wide, excuse me, and then I'm going to stretch the band, hold it for a second. Now I can really feel it in my butt cheeks back there. Always wonderful when I say that. And then we relax. So again, we stretch it, hold it for a sec. The band is nice and tight. Control, return. And as I say, this exercise is suitable for pretty much everybody. If you have very limited use of your legs, you have to use a light band, and you might only get a small amount of movement. That's okay. Get a small amount. If you have very good use of your legs, then you'll get a tougher band, make a bigger movement, and I guarantee you will feel it still. It is very scalable. But that is going to be, excuse me, our exercise of the week. We're going to be doing that for the rest of the week. So, your homework, should you choose to accept it, is to practice it. Grab your resistance bands of whatever kind. If you've got multiple kinds, try the different strengths, see what works for you. Loop around just below your kneecaps there. Stretch it hard, wide, hold it for a second, return. Practice it, because we're going to be doing that for the rest of the week. A very good one for bums. As I say, it'll work even if you are seated. Now I think I've run out of things to say, except my usual stuff. So don't forget, we've got the web link at the top there, greasefitness.co.uk/getmoving. Go there to have to get most of your questions answered. I am certain that in this time you have dumped a load of physics questions and stuff in the comments below. My fingers of fire have answered all of those physics questions, because they, as I say, they love physics questions. They really do. Ask any questions otherwise in the comments below. We've got the share button down there somewhere as well, so you can share this video out far and wide. Even if you thought this video, even if you thought this workout was utter rubbish, then just share it with someone who you want to take the piss out of, take the mick out of. It's like that Rick rolling thing. Just get them to randomly accidentally click on it so they can see my wonderful face. They'll love it. Even as a joke, it's okay. It'll be good. We have up there somewhere, what have I got? What does it say? Donate button. There's a donate button up there somewhere. If you want to chuck a buck my way, chuck a buck my way. You can either chuck a buck my way if you think I'm amazing, or if you think I'm rubbish and you just want to insult me. You can insult me with money as well. It's okay. I'm easily insulted. Fine, that's good. There's a donate button up there anyway. And up there also there is a link to the blog post where I go in and tell you about where to get bands, balls, stuff that you can use for home exercise. So click away. If you see a link, click it. You know, who knows where it might take you. The whole internet out there is fantastic. Just go for a swim in the internet, it's great. And otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. It is Wobble Wednesday tomorrow, working on balance. I'll shut up now. Have a fantastic day. Thank you very much, boys and girls. You have, as always, been very fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, 11 o'clock. Cheers.